How's it going, everybody? This is going to be video 2, Dynasty Wishlist Top 10 for NCAA Football 2014. And just wanted to let you know again here, subscribe, comment, like, share, do what you got to do. I'm going to change things up here a little bit for the backdrop video. See if I can find myself a nice little rivalry game for you guys to watch. You know what? Let's do that. Old Big 12 opponents. Let's see here how that goes for you. But in the meantime, you guys are going to be listening to me talk about the top 10 wish list for 2014 on the Dynasty side. Number 10 was mentioned 12 times. We want to create and change rivalries. Obviously, as we change conferences, rivalries will become a big deal. And I've noticed that the program still doesn't recognize games that are scheduled on a regular basis. Like, my Sun Belt team is North Texas, and North Texas next year is going to be in Conference USA. So I schedule Houston as a game in 2012. And then the following season, we play Houston. Should be a rivalry game, but it doesn't do that. So I think having the ability to program those things and take away certain rivalries will definitely help. Number 9 was mentioned 15 times. Would definitely help if we had the North-South, East-West, Senior Bowl, and Under Armour games with pro scouts and coaches attending these games. This would be an excellent addition, would allow us, especially if we're exporting our players to Madden, we, definitely want to see these games as a part of that because of the simple fact that these things happen in real life. They make your player that much better. You can get drafted higher. And let's say, for instance, like I said before, I use North Texas. What if I have one or two players, just happen to have a good year or whatever, and then all of a sudden they get invited to this, North-South game? It's going to have a major impact on whether they get drafted or not. Number 8 was mentioned 18 times. Coach rating needs to affect player development. Obviously, an A-plus coach is going to affect the development of a player better than a D-minus coach. So that should definitely be in the game. Also mentioned 18 times. Number 7, we want to create and dissolve conferences. When we're talking about creating, we want customizable logos and artwork, and so on and so forth. Could be something you could throw in there as a side note to Team Builder. But as all of us know, the WAC conference is no longer going to have football any longer. They should be dissolved. But what if, let's say, the Big Sky decided, hey, maybe we can convert all of our programs into Division I. A lot of them are pretty close. Portland State is one. Obviously, Eastern Washington with their most recent, NCAA title in FCS. Programs like that can upgrade easily. The other ones can follow suit, later on. But if we don't have the create or dissolve ability, it really limits us, and we're talking about adding possibilities, especially if you're going to have all these FCS programs back in the game, which is exactly what we're looking for. Mentioned 21 times. Number 6 is hiring and firing of coaching staff. If you're the head coach, you should be able to go out there, hire an offensive, defensive coordinator, and obviously position coaches. That needs to be put in the game. Mentioned 22 times. Purchasable upgrades for your program. Obviously, there should be a point system. If you go to a bowl game and you win that bowl game, you should get 2 million points, and you can put those points to, upgrading your athletic facilities, your academics, so on and so forth, to improve your program so that the program will be more desirable to the bigger conferences like the SEC, Big 12, ACC, so on and so forth. Also mentioned 22 times. Number 4, we want larger roster sizes. Obviously, we're going to continue to have the 70, active roster. But I would say for programs starting off like in the Sun Belt and stuff like that, 85 would be great. You have and they can be on the practice squad or the inactive roster. But if you are using a program like Texas, why not have Texas have as many as they can have? Like they have almost 135 players on their roster. So that can also be something that you can throw into the purchasable items, is expanding your roster, and will give you more scholarship offers as well. Instead of only 25, you can go all the way up to 50, so on and so forth. Now, moving on, number 3 was mentioned 31 times. Bring back the spring game. Bring back the spring drills, especially to help improve your players' progression over a period of time. You had it before. Bring it back. I enjoyed the spring game. I don't know about everybody else, but I enjoyed it. Number 2 was mentioned 39 times. Take away the 123 program restriction. I think instead of doing that, EA should just increase the number to include all of those FCS programs, and have that subdivision like you had in the PlayStation 2 generation of game. Okay, and finally, number 1 was mentioned 54 times. Stadium expansion. This is one I'm going to go a little bit in depth with because of what it really means. Again, I'm going to use North Texas as an example. North Texas has a decent, sized stadium. I think it's just over 30,000. But they're going to start in the Conference USA next year, and in doing that, they're going to need to expand if they want to be considered by either the Mountain West or even by the Big 12. These things, kind of matter. So having the ability to expand is a big deal. Now, I know EA Sports is going to sit there and say, well, we can't really do that because you can never tell. Well, that's where the fantasy comes in, is we want the fantasy to, improve upon our, this reality. We're only expanding on reality through fantasy. One idea it was mentioned a few times was you can have proposals sent in. I know there are quite a few people who would love to see a stadium designed the way that they would want. One good program that I use a lot to do this with is Google SketchUps. It's a wonderful program. If you know how to use it, you can make some really awesome renderings. Have drawings sent in, through emails, so on and so forth. So that way you guys will have those options, and it shouldn't take long to make something up as a result. So that's the biggest thing for me, because again, like if I wanted to expand, North Texas University, I can't do that at the current format. And as we go through 20 seasons, it's going to get more and more difficult to make it realistic that a team like North Texas belongs in the Big 12. I mean, the team right here that we're watching right now, the Texas Tech Red Raiders, they expanded, not a lot, but they did expand their stadium, and now they're starting to look more and more like they belong in the Big 12. So, these things are kind of a crucial bit. They have to be in the game, and I think they should be included in the game. All 10 need to be in the game. So, again, thank you guys for listening. This is video 2, top 10 wish list for Dynasty. And subscribe, comment, like, share, do the damn thing.